Hey guys, what's up? Christian here, back at you for Sneaker Talk with a brand new sneaker discussion video. I have my friend here, Sam from 6 Reviews. Want to say what's up?
What's up, guys? Your boy 6 Sam coming at you from 6 Reviews, and the link of my channel will be below because Christian will do that. We're collabing again because you guys like the videos. I think most of you guys did. I think most of you guys liked it. So again, if you're new to it, if you've never seen my face before, we did collabs before.
We did like a few others, so I'll link them in the description down below. But we're gonna do a few discussion videos on the channel this week because I'm going on a little mini vacation, and today's video discussion will be our horror stories while working at Footlocker. Now, some of these aren't horrible, but you know, every job has their like pros and cons. Every job has customers that really suck. And yeah, so this is some of our like pet peeves in a sense, and some of these will be a little bit of a story time as well because I worked at Footlocker. And Sam, where did you work?
I worked at Footlocker and I worked at Champs, so I did a little bit of both. It's again same company, Footlocker and Champs. They are under the same umbrella.
One of the pet peeves at working at Footlocker, and this isn't to scare you guys away from working at Footlocker. Footlocker is actually a great place to work at. I found it was suited my personality perfectly, my skill set. So if you want to learn how to work at Footlocker, or if you want to see my story on how I got fired or how I got hired at Footlocker, I'll leave a link in the description down below to that playlist. It did really well. You guys loved it.
Actually, I'm gonna do a video on that too. I just realized because I got fired from Footlocker too.
Dang.
Yeah.
So there you guys go. And my fired video got like 400k views, so I'm sure yours is gonna do well too. So let's start off.
100 views.
No, 100,000, bro. You can get it. So very first pet peeve is smelly feet. If you're gonna go sneaker shopping, at least do yourself a favor and have a shower at least like 3 days before sneaker shopping, because
3 days,
dude. 3 days. I'm being a little bit generous, I know. Like some people just have really stinky feet. Now I know some people use soap and they think that it's good enough just to have the soap on their upper body and then the soap's gonna run down to their bottom half. Doesn't really do the best job cleaning like that. So make sure you use your soap on your feet and on your legs.
You need to get your fingers in between your toes and you gotta rub it like this. Like, you see what I'm saying? You see that action there? You see that? I was working the launch for the black infrared 6s, and someone was waiting in line all night with his kid. So it's an older guy and he had a younger kid, and they're waiting in line together all night. Store opens, they're first in line, kid buys the shoes, doesn't try it on because you don't un-DS a Jordan in store. I don't know, that's just me. I just don't do it. I don't do it in store. You just gotta do it at home, or you do it another time.
You gotta get your like ceremony going at the table, like some candles.
Exactly. And if you're a YouTuber, you gotta unbox it. You can't just do it in the store.
Exactly.
And then the other guy, the dad, pulls it out, puts it on, doesn't pay for it yet, puts on the shoe, decides he doesn't like it, and doesn't buy the shoe. He waited in line more than 12 hours to not buy a shoe. That's that's ridiculous. Like, that's not a horror story for me. That's a horror story for that person. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense in my head. I would never line up and do that, but that's stupid.
If I'm camping out for a shoe, I'm gonna want to have that shoe 100%.
100%.
And even after like trying it on, I'd still at least take it because I know it's gonna maintain its value or have higher value.
Exactly. I even told the guy, I was like, yo, just buy it and resell it or something. I was like, or just buy it retail and then I'll cop it off you after work or something. But I don't know. People are crazy.
Oh man.
People are crazy.
Another parent thing is when parents come sneaker shopping with their kid, and their kid doesn't really know what they want, and the parent doesn't know what they want either. So the parent literally begs you to bring out 6 or 7 different sneaker options for their kid, which is a pain as it is. Hunting them down because there's small sneakers, and trying to find them in all these giant styles, giant stacks of sneaker boxes in the inventory room can be a pain.
It's a pain.
Yeah. And
especially if they're on the top.
Oh yeah, the top, because you have to go really high on that ladder, and it can get really dangerous, especially if you're manhandling like 50 different pairs at the same time. Yeah, and then when one pair falls down from the top and you just see it fall, and like the box can get really damaged. But yo, when parents shop with their kids and their kids are crying too, if their kids are throwing a tantrum and stuff and knocking over shoes, I can't do that. I can't do that. So like, you have to deal with that. And you're also helping on average 2 or 3 other customers at the same time. It gets hectic. And one last parent and kids thing is when the parent shops for their kid, but their kid's not there and they don't know their kid's size.
Drives you insane.
Yeah, I've had parents buy sneakers, 2 or 3 sneakers, and then they go home, show it to their kid, and they come back a few days later and return every single pair I got them. brutal. Do you have any horrible like parents and little kids experiences?
Man, parents and little kids, like the only thing I really don't like about it is like when you gotta get the kid to stay still and measure their feet, and then it obviously says that like, you know, they're like a 3 youth or something, but then they're like, no, let's get him a 5 youth. Like, no, hold up, we just measured him out. 3 youth is already big on him, but you want to get 5 youth just because you want to save some money, which I understand.
Yeah.
But it's a horror story because I'm just like, you bring out the shoe and they're like, oh no, these are too big, and I was like, what did I just tell you?
One of the scariest things at Foot Locker, I feel bad for little kids, because some little kids are absolutely terrified of those shoe measurement things.
That's true.
And they're scared of trying on new shoes, which is very strange to me, but it is what it is.
True.
So I just, oh man, it's scary, like forcing a kid to measure their foot and they're like looking you in the eye like, I hate you, like I'm sorry, I can't do anything.
It's a metal device, man. Maybe it reminds them of the dentist. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just on top of my head. Ladies, when you go and put on sneakers at a at a store, and you're gonna put on sneakers at a store, do not wear a short skirt. Okay, so one of my horror stories of working at Foot Locker is I was helping this girl out. I was new to Foot Locker. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like do my best. I'm gonna like be like super customer service. Girl gets a pair of Stan Smiths. I go in the back, grab just a fresh pair of Stan Smiths, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it on her feet. And so I unlace the shoes, I take out the little paper thing inside, and she's sitting down, she's wearing a skirt. So as I'm trying to help her, I look up and she just like, she spread eagle, like she just like open wide. I was like, oh shoot. And so I'm just like literally I'm just working, I'm just like this, I'm like, oh crap, man, not wanting to look out, I'm not purposely looking out, I'm not trying to say I looked up her skirt, like I was just like, oh. And so I just like looked down, and then I got up, I was like, hey, you can help yourself, I gotta help another customer. And another customer wasn't in the store, but I just had to walk away to make sure it's okay. So it's a horror story. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, that's a blessing. Nah, I mean, it wasn't like, it was not a blessing, it wasn't a horror story. It's just like, girls, like, I know you girls want to look good and like you want to wear your skirts while sneaker shopping, but for the guy trying to help you out, I don't want to seem like a pervert, like I'm trying to look up your skirt, you know?
That's so awkward, man.
Yeah,
I feel bad for you.
And that was like
situation.
That was like first week, and after that, I always looked at what the girl was wearing. If we were wearing a skirt, I was like, here, you can help yourself. Put the shoe on. There you go. Not gonna do it. I'm not a pervert. Trust me, guys. I'm not a pervert.
Another horror story is when you spend about 20 minutes with a customer, which is a very long time. Like you can watch at least like 4 or 5 of my videos, just saying, in that amount of time, and they buy the sneakers and they come back 1 week later and they return them. And it's even worse when you're the one who has to handle that return at the cash register, because you have this very awkward vibe where it's like, man, we had a connection, we had a bromance going on, I sold you these dope Nikes, these dope Jordans, we had a good conversation about them, you were gonna wear them, you're gonna take your girl out with them and everything, and just you turn your back, you stab me in the back, and you return them.
It's not good, man.
Horrible feeling,
and
man.
Especially if it was a hookup.
Oh yeah, oh man.
Only people at Foot Locker, if you've ever worked at Foot Locker Champs, you guys will understand it's a pain when a hookup gets returned, because your numbers go down. Your 20% goes down to...
Yeah, the one thing at Foot Locker they always stress on top of you is they get hookups, where it's like you add on extra merch, like whether it be socks, t-shirts, shoe cleaner, anything like that. And the management tells their sales associates they gotta hook their stuff up. And the whole incentive to that basically is if your hookup ratio is high, you're gonna be getting more shifts. It's plain and simple, that's how it is. And when you work your butt off and they don't end up buying anything extra, it's not their fault. Like I've done it too, but sometimes you just want to go in and buy a pair of sneakers and that's it. But if the employee like hustles their butt off and you still like don't want to pay for like $4 socks or something like that, it hurts our soul a little bit. But it is what it is. It's just part of working retail.
Yeah, at least they bought it. For me, like I've done it where it's like you help this customer out, you go back and forth, try on multiple shoes, multiple sizes, you go back and forth like maybe 10 times. They have like 10 boxes in the front. You're like, okay, like, you know, you're hoping you're gonna at least get a sale. And this sale, you don't even commission out right away. You might not even commission out. So you're just working your butt off and you're just like helping this customer, and then they just go, oh, okay, thank you, and they walk away without buying a single sneaker.
Or you're trying to get them like 10 different pairs of sneakers. You've already gotten them 5. But while you're in the back looking for more sneakers for them, they leave the store. So you're in the back spending another 5-10 minutes looking for a sneaker that the person's not even gonna try on because they left the store, they left you hanging.
And then your coworker yells heads up because they want to change the floor. Anyways, I'm just throwing a bunch of Foot Locker terms out there, because anyone that worked at Foot Locker understands the pain of not getting enough hookups and waiting and yelling heads up because you need to get your customer shoe, but someone else is in the back like finding their customer shoe anyways.
I think I'm gonna title this "The Struggles of Working at Footlocker" instead of "The Horror Stories of Working at Footlocker," because this is all about the struggle right now.
It is a struggle. It's a horror story and a struggle. But again, we repeat, working at Footlocker or Champs, the company is a great company.
Great company. Great company. Let's leave this video on a positive note. Let's talk about one experience that really stood out to you that was really good. For me, I would have to be, I was helping out this customer who was a tourist from London, England. He came over to Canada for like a 2-week vacation kind of thing, a getaway. And after I sold him the sneakers, it was like a pair of Nike running shoes or something like that for the gym. And he enjoyed my customer service so much that he wanted to tip me.
Oh.
He was gonna give me a $5 bill. And when you work in some retail places, you're not allowed to take tips or anything like that. You're not expected tips, period. Like, there's no tip jar or anything like that. Like, I know Starbucks, fast food, some places will have tip jars.
Yes.
But if you're working at a retailer, whether it be Aeropostale, Hollister, Footlocker, Champs, anything like that, tips are against policy, I believe. So I even asked my manager at the time, I was like, hey, can I take this tip? And he's like, don't let me see it. Don't let me see it. Oh, okay. Okay, so I took the $5 tip through like a handshake, like one of those secretive handshakes.
Yes.
I took the $5, slipped it in my pocket, and that made my day.
Probably one of the best experiences I had was like I was helping out this customer. She was really sweet. She really like thanked me and like loved my customer service. So I was like, oh, okay, that's very nice of you. And then about a week later, she came back in. She's like, I love the shoes that you picked out for me. It's like I got so many compliments. I was like, oh, that's great, whatever, that's awesome.
Okay.
And then there's a Colonel's right in front of our Footlocker store, and she bought me some popcorn.
Aw, dude, that's awesome when customers bring you food and stuff.
Who doesn't like popcorn?
If you guys enjoyed this video, please let us know by hitting that thumbs up button down below. Also, don't forget to check out my Footlocker series link. I'll leave that link in the description down below. 4 videos, all pretty good videos. Don't forget to check out this guy right here. I wasn't gonna forget.
Guys, just go down, hit the links. You will see my channel. Check out my videos. You will not be disappointed. And if you are, I'm sorry.
Comment a scenario or situation that you remembered at Footlocker or Champs, whether it be a horrible customer service experience or a very great customer service experience. Let us know in the comments down below. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.